Talking with Topher is sponsored by slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com, naturalbossnh.com, and New Hampshire Vape Gallery. More on that later. Let's get into episode 66. What is happening, TwT fans? It is so good to be back, and I mean that more than I have in the past. It has been a crazy last 2 weeks, and I am really excited to be back. I wanted to, first of all, point out that I am recording Wednesday, July 7th, 2021. When you be watching this, it'll be Thursday, the 8th, so happy Thursday to you. It's a beautiful day in New England today. The rain has finally subsided. The sun is out. The birds are chirping, and it is going to be about 84 today. It's going to be really nice, but I think we got more rain to come with that new storm hitting Florida and then heading our way by Friday, Saturday. So hopefully the rest of the weekend will be nice, but we'll find out soon. I really wanted to say thank you to all the new subscribers. It is, not only is it great to see every week, but it was really great to see new subscribers this time around with all the stuff I've been going through. And I really appreciate each and every one of you, getting real close to that 100. So I will be telling my story soon, which I am excited about because I actually have to write this one out. So when I do the story, I'll be reading it. I won't be trying to remember it. Hopefully, if everything goes the way I plan it, which sometimes does, sometimes doesn't. And so if you're new to the show, if you're new to Talking with Topher, remember to subscribe, hit those like buttons, set the alarm so you know as soon as all the new videos upload. Share, rate, review, and leave comments. All of this stuff helps the podcast. It helps it get into the algorithm. It helps it get into the searches. I noticed the other day that I typed in TA and my name popped up at the top. So I am getting excited. It's becoming more recognized on the platform, mostly YouTube, and it's making it easier to search for it. So I have all of you out there to thank for that. All of your comments, all your likes, all your sharing, rating, reviewing, all of that is helping the podcast grow, which is exactly what I ask you to do week after week. So I'm so glad that you're doing that for me because it keeps me coming back here. And of course, don't forget to check out my sponsors, slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com, naturalbossnh.com, and New Hampshire Vape Gallery. All of that helps keep the podcast afloat. It keeps it upgrading. It keeps new equipment coming in. So I thank all of you for doing that as well. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. So just remember to subscribe, rate, review, smash, lick, fire, whatever you want to do, the subscribe button or the alarms, do it. And I just appreciate all of you for that. So thank you. Let's see. If you want to follow me on social media, that's right, I'm on social media. I haven't been on social media in a little bit. It feels like forever, but it's been like, I don't know, maybe 6-7 days at this point. Yeah, you can follow me. Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, and Facebook. Go there, hit the follow. I try to do things every day, motivational, inspirational, whatever it is, whatever I'm doing, I'm just trying to put it out there and see if it'll make anybody else's life feel as good as it makes mine feel. So again, follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, or Facebook. And the official email of the podcast is talkinwithtopher@gmail.com. That's talkingwithtopher@gmail.com. Whatever you want to talk about, put it in the subject line. You're looking for advice. You want to tell a story. Maybe you just want to call me out on something that I did wrong. that's fine too. Whatever you want to do, send it on over to TALKIN with Topher at gmail.com. That's the official email of the podcast, talking with Topher at gmail.com, and we will get that started. All right, now that I have all of that out of the way, it is time to get into today's podcast, which I'm excited about. You know, I'm having a lot of mixed feelings today. I didn't record on Monday because I knew I wasn't going to be capable of doing it. It has been a long week. If you saw the podcast last week, you know my grandmother passed. I was very close with her. Over the last 14 years, I have tried to build a better relationship with her because, well, my teenage years were not good. Most of the time, my mom didn't want me to say anything that I was doing to her because, you know, she didn't want to listen to her mom be upset with her for having such a reckless child, is what I always told myself. But Ma was also a person that grew up in a different time and just looked at everything that I was doing as very, very immature and stupid, which it was. So you know, we took care of everything. You know, as weird as it is, you know, open casket. I still think it's so odd, but at the same time that I think it's odd, it was nice. It was really nice to, I guess, see and say goodbye to her one more time. But it's still so weird to have an open casket. I mean, they don't look anything like, they're close. They are close. Those guys and girls do a great job of the makeup and everything, but you know, it's just so weird. And then my niece was like doing the thing I did when my grandfather passed 30 years ago, and I was her age. You know, you kind of, you touch, and all of us saw her doing it, and we were like, you know what? She's figuring it out. I did the exact same thing when I was her age. So I was like, oh, it's just in us. We're curious. We don't understand this. It's something that's going to happen to all of us. We just don't know when. But, you know, they're seeing it up close for the first time and doing all the same things I was doing when I was a kid. Just touching. You're like, oh, wow, it's cold and it doesn't quite look like her, but it does. And now being older, it's hard. It was very hard. But it was nice to get that closure. It was nice to be around family members that I haven't seen in a long time, even though it was awful circumstances of why we got together. It's just so nice to kind of reconnect. And, you know, that brings me to pretty much my first thing, was, you know, because this is the weekly roundup, but it's kind of got 2 weeks built into it this time. But, you know, I always felt like, you know, these type of events can pull people apart or help them get back together. And I always wanted this to be something where, like, people would kind of put all of their crap aside and, you know, become closer and maybe change a few ways. And, you know, it just didn't. It didn't do that. There was still some stuff that I was like, man, why can't we just put this behind us? You know, there's always the little bickering here and there. This family member's not happy with this one and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, man, someone important to all of us just passed. Can't we put these stupid little differences and, I don't know, I guess it's just differences. Can't we just put them aside? And even if it is for what? We weren't even, you know, I mean, 3 hours at the what is that called? A wake. And then you got like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours at the restaurant. So it's not even 6 hours of your life. And you still can't put the differences aside. And it's just, I found it to be a little frustrating, because all I'm trying to do with my life now is put aside those stupid little differences and make better connections, just be better. I'm just trying to be better. And it was nice to show people that I've grown so much. A lot of my family has no idea I have this podcast. Some of them do now. They might be listening, they might not. So if you are, hello. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. I live in a fictitious world where I just hope everybody gets along. And I know that's never going to happen. You know, even today, you got friends that can't hang out with certain people because they have indifferences. And so you're friends with both of them. And then at times their paths might cross. And at least they're, you know, willing to put those feelings aside for, you know, the couple moments that they cross paths. But it happens everywhere. Families fall apart. You've always got those strong links, and when they go, you know, part of the family dies in a sense. You know, when my grandfather passed 30 years ago, that was the link. So all the Christmas stuff, all the that all stopped. And then as we all got older, we moved, we did things. The kids got older, the cousins got older, they got their own family, they moved. So everybody kind of shifted, and we all stuck with who we stuck with. And it just kind of breaks my heart, and it kind of broke my heart that like we can never mend from this. I'm going to try and mend a few things on my own and get some stuff done, like see an aunt and uncle that I haven't seen in forever. You know, I was a real shithead to them when I was growing up. They were always trying to teach me school because she was in the teaching program. I can't remember if she's a teacher herself. And then, you know, I didn't take those opportunities because I was a 10-year-old, 12, 13-year-old that only wanted to play video games. And by the time I hit 14, all I wanted to do was drugs and drink and everything else. So it was difficult for them to reach me because school was like the least thing that I ever wanted to do. And I basically showed that by just getting my diploma to prove everybody wrong. So I want to make that amends. You know, my uncle is a carpenter. There were so many things he could have taught me. I'm not saying my dad's not incapable, but he's a finishing carpenter. He's really good with woodwork and finishing and fine tuning and making things fit together. And I never once took the opportunity to absorb some of the information that he has. And these are things that I want to correct. I want to fix these because before I know it, those people will no longer be in my life. And it's just about gathering the information. You know, it just really is. I just want people to I just want all of us to do better, feel better, act better, and it just seems like today things are going further downhill than ever, and I don't know if it's just because of the overwhelming information coming through the internet today. So I feel like all this shit's been going on forever, and we were all blind to it, and now we have the internet, and we see it all the time, and we're like, oh my God, everything's ending, it's over, you know, fucking oceans are on fire, which I'll get into in a little bit. But so that happened. We go to the dinner, we do all the stuff. And then we go to the cemetery. We went to the cemetery, then we go to the restaurant. And of course, you know, food's great. The restaurant was really nice. They were accommodating to everything. And then that day ended, and we all go home. And then Friday, I have to do a bunch of bills and numbers and putting stuff together because, of course, my main objective in life is to get out of financial debt, which takes a lot of work, and you have to keep putting in the work in order for it to do what you want it to. So I spend all day from 10 o'clock until 1 o'clock working on this, calling the doctors and getting the bills all situated, making sure there's nothing coming up, doing all the work. And I finished doing it around 1 o'clock. All of a sudden, I just get super weak feeling. Probably an hour before then, I kind of felt like my molars were floating. You see me looking down. I'm reading. I jot some stuff down and I just try to riff it. But yeah, I start feeling really sweaty, clammy, and well, all right. So, damn it, I hate when I do this, but I'm doing it. Rewind. So after the wedding, after we bury my grandmother, I go home and I decide to start digging. Like I got an afternoon, the sun's out. I'm gonna move a whole bunch of dirt because the next 3 days are gonna be nothing but rain. And when you move dirt, when you don't have anything to pack it down and fix it, rain is the next best thing. Water, and I don't pay to water my lawn, so I'm not gonna pay to water down some dirt so that I can pack it down. So I was like, if I move all this dirt, I'll expose the roots that I need to cut out of the ground, and then I will be able to fill in this spot that I keep driving over with my car, and we can fill it up and let the rain do the job, pack it down a couple days later. And that all worked out. It was great. But I found every time that I did something that involved, my grandmother, I had to do like extensive yard work or cutting or something that completely exerted me because right now school's closed, so no jujitsu, so there's no outlet. So I went out back and it took 400 hours to dig out all of this dirt. I still have a wheelbarrow full, and I did all that. It was definitely a hot day, but I was in the shade most of the time. Luckily, the tree is still providing shade in the areas that I'm working in. But I dropped my fences like 6 inches. No, almost a foot and a half. I'm sorry, almost a foot and a half drop. I can probably upload the picture, the before and after, for the video just during this one little spot. I got a few things I'm updating right now. Not to get too into it, or go too far off track. So I exert myself. 4 o'clock in the afternoon rolls around. Dinner, bed, wake up, then I start working on all the bills. So now I just told you my molars are floating. I'm feeling hot, like sweaty and cold, and I had just finished all this work with all the bills, got it all situated, all done. Books are nice and even. Everything looks great. I am ready to take on the afternoon. I promised my wife we'd have some fun, and then all of this starts happening. I get to the point where I can barely stand, and I'm just shaking. I'm cold. I'm sweating. I go upstairs around. It took me 35 minutes to take a shower, which it never does. I'm like 8 minutes, maybe 10 at the most. I know that's still a little long for most people, but I don't care. I pay for my water. I don't care. 8 to 10 minutes is not that long. But this took like 35 minutes. I could barely wash myself. I was like, what is happening? I'm starting to get a headache in the back of my head. It's starting to feel like it did after I got the shot. I take the shower, I go upstairs, I crawl into bed, and I don't get out of bed until 9 at night. Sweating the entire time, cold the entire time. The air is on because I know if I shut the air off, I'm just going to get hot. But I never got hot. I just stayed cold. So that was one difference from the symptoms from the shot, is that I actually would get hot and cold. But the headache was the same. My taste got wonky. My smell got wonky. I got massive body aches in like all of my joints. And then I woke up, tried to get a few things done so that when, the next day rolled around, which would be Saturday, I could maybe do something. Wake up Saturday. I'm starting to feel good in the morning, but still not pushing it at all. And then all of a sudden, by 2 o'clock that afternoon, I started to feel really good. So I do not, I checked on food poisoning. There was no food poisoning from the restaurant. It would have happened within 30 minutes to 8 hours. That was already so far gone. It, like, and then I talked to Tyler and he mentioned that, hey, you were out in the sun. You were digging dirt, exerting yourself. And then you mentally exerted yourself with everything that you were doing on Friday. And I was like, well, maybe this is true. Maybe. But it felt like all the symptoms I got from the shot. So it just had me really confused and upset. I was like, what the? You know what I mean? Like, you get so upset when you get sick and you don't know why. Like, when I got sick from the shot, I was okay with getting sick from the shot because I knew I was getting sick from the shot. When I got sick from whatever, I knew I was getting sick from whatever. But when you just get sick and you're knocked down for 24 to 48 hours, you're like, what the hell did I do? What? It took another 24 hours before I could eat normally and everything else. So it was 48 hours later and I felt good. And I was like, well, did I don't know, catch COVID? I don't know. Did I go get tested? No, because I'm vaccinated. So I'm like, I'm not supposed to, you know what I mean? I don't think we're supposed to do that unless we get like really, really bad. But I didn't have to be hospitalized. I was just bedridden for like 9 to 18 hours. And then 48 hours later, I'm freaking singing and dancing and doing all the rest of my stupid shit again. So it was really weird. I didn't understand it. And I found it to be frustrating. And then, Saturday, we get through Saturday, Sunday rolls around. It's just normal Sunday around here. And then Monday showed up, which was this past Monday. And that was the 5th because the Sunday was the 4th of July. So we didn't do anything except for sit around the house. And basically, at night, had to take care of 2 extremely scared dogs. Like, so scared. I hate the 4th of July because of the fireworks now. I used to be a fan. I used to love them. But I think in residential areas, not only for my dog's sake, but for, I don't know, I don't like cleaning up the trash that falls in my driveway. I don't like seeing fireworks over the rooftop. I don't like seeing fireworks on the neighbor's rooftop. I just don't. I think it's so unsafe. I don't know why it's still legal. And if this bothers anybody, I don't care. If you're out in the suburbs and you're not bothering anybody, then it should be zoned. You know what I'm saying? Like, fine. Inner city, what are we doing? I get that it's Independence Day. I get that, this is our freedom. But it's not our freedom to explode explosives over people's houses. That's crazy. To say that that's like a right or a freedom, go fuck yourself. You could set my house on fire, and then where am I at? So inner city stuff, I just think it should be illegal. It shouldn't be happening, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I think that the rules need to change. I think they need to change. I don't think my neighbor should be able to set off, whatever amount of money of fireworks he set off for the last 6 fucking days in a row. It was a little bit here, a little bit there. Then it was a lot some on the 3rd, a lot on the 4th, and then even more on the 5th. Because the 4th was a washout. It started raining around 9 or 10, so nobody could fire anything off. So not only am I like dealing with the worried about, I found pieces of their fireworks on my porch. So I guess I'm lucky they didn't set on fire, but I'm cleaning debris off my porch. I don't think that's good. I don't think it's good at all. What if my porch caught on fire? And then I'm being woken up in the middle of the night because my house is on fire. And now you've set a fire in front of 2 of my exits. So on my farmer's porch, I have 2 front doors, which I don't really understand. but it's fine. I didn't build the house. But if that porch catches on fire, I can't get out of those 2 doors. Right? And if that porch is on fire, that means the roof of it's on fire, which means I can't even exit out of my bedroom or my other window. Because if the porch is on fire, I can't just jump onto the roof of the porch and get off. So my only exit out of the house, I guess at that point, would be to go all the way to the basement and go out the bulkhead. Or I got the back door too. If the front porch is on, then I get the back door as well. But it worries me. I guess as I've gotten older with time, I get more worried. I don't know. But I don't think it's good in the inner city. I don't think we need it. If you want to see fireworks, they're lighting them off all over the place. I think they were lighting them off last year, but they weren't letting anybody see them. So they were doing it through cameras and stuff. But this year, there was actual events. Go to the event. That's all I'm saying. If you're in the suburbs, great. Light off as many fireworks as you want. Your neighbor's over 300 feet away from you, cool. My neighbor is less than 16 feet away from me. That's it. We don't need to be lighting off fireworks, is all I'm saying. I get it. Independence Day, freedom, all that jazz. It's great. I love it too. But at the end of the day, I like my house a lot more than I like seeing your fireworks go off next door. That's all. So, dog's scared, all this crap going on, and then I get a call from my mom saying that we're going down to Ma's pretty much for the last time Monday, so I had to skip out on Tyler. Luckily, there was no class, and we go down there Monday, and that gave me the most closure. And closure is important. A lot of people don't get it, right? A lot of people didn't get it because of the pandemic, the lockdowns, all the shit. You know, people, I can't say that I wasn't extremely lucky, because I was in this scenario, because a lot of people lost a lot of loved ones. There's been 604,000 people that have died from COVID. And I bet you more than half of those people died completely alone. So being able to see Ma, to talk to her, even if it was only a couple at a time, we got really lucky. That she passed when she did. I know a lot of you out there were not so lucky, and for that, I feel bad, and I'm sorry about that. It really does suck. But man, this whole fucking time has been a tough time, hasn't it? It really has. It's been painful. People have lost so much, and it's like it's not really getting that much better. Everybody's looking for the normal. We're in it, people. All of you out there, we are in it. This is normal. Got it? There is no going back. We can't go back. Once something has changed, you can't go back to the old. That's like a relationship. You break up, then you get back together. You break up, you get back together. Does it ever go back to the way it once was? No, every time you break up and get back together, you are constantly looking for that. But guess what? You as people change. So when we change, we don't go back. And I change pretty rapidly now. A lot of things that I thought were really cool or I thought were good ideas, I don't inherit to those anymore. Those are things I don't do anymore. Those are things I stay away from. So you can never expect the world to go back to 2019. You can't. It's not going to happen. Only thing we can hope for is as we keep moving forward, things just get better. Because this is normal now. Asking people if you need to wear a mask when you walk into a place is normal now. Me not wearing my mask is abnormal now. It'll feel normal at the end of the month, but right now, it's weird. this is it. I've been saying it, I think, for about a year now, that 2022 is probably going to be the better year. I never thought 2021 was going to be the better year. I thought it was going to be just a smidgen better than 2020 for obvious reasons, but I never thought it was going to be the good year. I think 2022 is going to be a better year. I don't think it's going to be the year either, but I think it's going to be way better than what we knew in 2020 and what we know right now in 2021. So I've been using this time and all of the past time to get out of this on a better side of things. And I think we still need to continue to have that mindset. In general, I think we really do need to keep that mindset. You got to move forward. You got to do better. You got to better yourself. You got to get healthier, because if you want to see if we get back to normal, if that's what you want to call it, which I don't think is ever going to happen, and I'm not just being negative, I'm being real, then you got to be able to get there. It's not going to happen overnight. Last pandemic lasted 2, 3, 4 years. We're not even 2 years into this yet. So I think by year 3, we'll be seeing a good difference. We'll be seeing better things. So that's my goal. My goal is to be better and healthier so that when we do get to the end of the tunnel on this bullshit, I'm a better person. I'm in a better place, and I don't have too much to worry about, because now all of that will be behind me. And I think that should be everybody's goal. We should all be trying to better ourselves and stop putting each other down and doing all. You see someone out there running, you don't yell at them and make fun of them. You want to yell at them, encourage them. You know, the whole thing is crazy, and I just think, I don't understand why people are so negative. But I get it. You're on the other side of a computer, and it's super easy for you to be negative at somebody who's working really hard at doing something that you can't. And that's fine. You know, there's going to be that too. But yeah, so that's why so it's been a crazy week. And then I go back to work. I went back to work on Tuesday. So Tuesday was awesome. I mean, it was just great. I last Tuesday was the very first day I went back without a mask. This Tuesday was the second time, because obviously I took the last 3 days off of work, which gave me a 5-day weekend, which allowed me to breathe, get some work done, and kind of get over this a little bit. You don't really get over it, but you get yourself to a point where you know you got to get back into it. You know, and I felt like I was slipping. You know, I talked about it a little bit on the short podcast I gave you on last Thursday. Drinking temptations, they're always there, not going away. You just got to learn to fight them and find other things to do. I got a nephew right now that's addicted to nicotine, and he's nowhere close to the age that he should be even touching nicotine, and now he's trying to figure out how to get off of it. Well, it's going to be really hard since you're not 21, because all the products that they have to help you get off of cigarettes are made for 21 plus now. You're not even supposed to be smoking until you're 21. And he's about 8 years before that. So, not good. This is what the kid's doing, right? But cigarettes don't have as much nicotine as these stupid Juul products. So I've always been saying, it's the same thing, it's the same thing. I don't think it's the same thing anymore. 50 milligrams of nicotine in a small Juul pod, and they'll vape those things in like an hour, which is super unhealthy, first off. Second of all, it's a lot of nicotine. So it's like you smoke 2 Juul pods, and it's like you smoked so many cigarettes, right? And they're saying 2 packs, but it could be a little bit more depending on the actual number of nicotine in a cigarette. But, I mean, I got addicted to cigarettes when I was 9, 10. Yeah. I started when I was 9, and I really started smoking when I was like 10, 11. And so I believe I was addicted pretty much at 9. Because I don't think nicotine takes that long for you to get addicted to. It just takes it takes a long time to recognize you're addicted to it. I think that's the way it works. So when all that went down, I was like, I'm trying to help him, but there's nothing I can help him with. And same with alcohol. Nobody can help me with my addiction to alcohol. I can only help myself. So I told him the same thing that I do with my alcohol. Find something to do. You start thinking about vaping, find something to do. I start thinking about drinking. I start digging holes, cutting trees, smashing whatever I got to do. If there's I got so many projects done, and I'm all prepared for the tree people to show up now. So I just dive into that. I get angry and upset. Well, I got some roots I need to cut. Grab an axe and start cutting the roots, because breaking something is not going to help me. Getting something done is going to benefit me. And I get to swing an axe, right? So you're breaking something, you're digging, you're changing something, you're working, right? So because I'm doing those things, I have now forgotten all about the drink I wanted. By the time I'm done working or doing what I wanted to do, and I know I should probably be throwing around some kettlebells in there too, but I'm working on getting my little gym space fixed up and giving myself a little bit more floor space to be able to do that on a regular. All works in progress, just like everything else I do. But that allows me to get all of that out, and now I got something done. So I'm trying to give him that type of advice, which I know is not going to be that good. And he's like, I know it doesn't do this and that, but I still get cravings. I'm like, you're always going to get cravings now. That's not going to go away. That's your brain. It's not the nicotine. It's not anything. It's not your body saying, I need this. It's just your brain. It's a mental thing. Just like I don't have alcohol in my system anymore, but my brain is like, hey, we've been doing this for however many years now. I want it back. And I'm just like, no, brain, we can't do this. So I'm trying to give him the same advice that I give myself every day. And I got through those temptations by doing all of the projects that I did, by getting everything ready for the tree people. And it really helped me get out of my depression. And it helped me get to where I am right now. It helped me get my ass off the couch and get to work. It helped me shave and shower this morning. I haven't shaved or done anything since she passed. And I was like, I've got to clean my ass up. I've got to get out of this fog. So I shaved. I cleaned up. I cleaned the house a little bit before I started recording this, because it's like I started doing this at like 10 o'clock in the morning because I got to edit it today too. So I'm just trying to cram all of this into one day, and I had to motivate myself to do it. I got to motivate. You have to take care of yourself. No one's going to do it for you. I have nobody holding my hand, helping me through this, except for my wife. But she's not helping me through the podcast. She's not helping me go to work. I have to do that shit. So when things go wrong or things get bad, you got to remember that's not the end of the road. The road keeps going. And we've got to get back on the road. We've got to pick ourselves up and keep moving when something bad happens, because that's what makes us better people. That's what makes us keep moving forward and not falling behind, doing better. I mean, as soon as all this started going down, I sat in front of my computer for 7 hours and redid all my pictures, all my labeling, all my emblems. I had to redo everything because I was like, this is done. I said I was killing the blue face 6 weeks ago. and I still haven't killed it. Well, now it's dead. That's right. I finally did it. You're going to see a brand new beginning. Kind of looks like the old one because I don't really have any ideas on what to do, but it's going to be an updated shot. It's going to be one day updated music as soon as I light a fire under Tyler's ass and get him to give me my 20 seconds worth of music. But it's all new now. No more Blueface. I said it. I let it linger on for way too long, and all of this, the death, the cemetery, just all of it made me realize that I've got to move on. I got to move on. I'm not going to forget, but I can't stay stagnant. If I stay stagnant, I'm dead. What did I do? So everything's changed. I changed everything. I changed the view of the camera. I'm changing a whole bunch of stuff. I'm looking into new programs. I'm trying to get my soundboard set up so I can have some sounds. I'm working on it really, really hard. Obviously, the last 2 weeks have been really difficult for me, but I'm coming out on the other side now. I am feeling really good, really strong, and I'm really glad to have all of you here on a Thursday, watching as usual, listening, whatever you're doing. You could be driving at work. I'm just so glad to feel good enough to get behind this camera and do this in its in its entirety. And it's been tough, but I'm here and I'm moving forward. And that's it. That is it. Slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com. That's slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com. I have been talking about this website forever now, and it's because I love them. I love them so much. I love all their clothing. I love all their hats, their gloves, their skateboards, their beach towels, their swim shorts. I mean, this list goes on forever. You can't say that they don't have really cool designs and colors because there's so much to choose from. I'm sure you're going to find something you love at slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com. It's just an amazing website. They have amazing clothing, amazing everything. So go to this website. Check this stuff out. Like I said, these are some of my favorite companies. I absolutely love their products. It's high quality at a great price, always. And if you want something new for the beach, maybe a beach towel, maybe some swim shorts, maybe a girl wants some leggings for yoga class or friggin' doing powerlifting, you can only get them here at slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com. That's slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com. Not sure how to spell that? It's right here at the bottom of the screen, right here. So type it in, check them out, tell them Topher sent you. naturalbossnh.com. That's naturalbossnh.com. Do you love organic products? Do you love putting stuff onto your body or into your body that you know is safe for you? Well, this is where you can get more of that stuff. That's right. Hand sanitizer, foot and body soak for melting away that stressful day. It's just a great, great product. All organic. As I always say, their salve is great for dry skin. Their lip balm is amazing. It keeps your lips moist all year round. They got some beard oil and, of course, their signature hand sanitizer. All of these products are made right here in New Hampshire. They're made with all organic products, and I'm telling you, it's safe for your skin. I use it all the time. I've never had an issue. I love the products. I love that it's a small business, and I love that it's made right here in New England. So go and check them out. naturalbossnh.com. That's naturalbossnh.com. You can buy one or all 5 of these products today. New Hampshire Vape Gallery. That's right. You looking for a new vape shop? I got one. New Hampshire Vape Gallery, located at 180 Lafayette Road, Seabrook, New Hampshire, down the street from Home Depot and next to Smoke Rings. We are open 7 days a week from 10:30 to 8 p.m. Give us a call, 603-814-4171, and you can always shop inside of our store, and now you can do it without a mask. It's an exciting time where everything's opening up, people are coming out, and we're open and ready for business and ready for you. So come on in and see me, Topher, at New Hampshire Vape Gallery today. Why? Because Nord 4, right here. Nord 4, phenomenal device. IPX80, another amazing device. Both of them, $55. They go up to 80 watts, and they have a great RPM 2 coil. Escobars, in stock right now. Get them. 2,500 puffs, $25. Amazing deal. Coming soon, Salt Bay. Grape kiwi. I'm excited for this one. I haven't even tried it myself yet. I am excited for it. And of course, if you're looking for CBD, we carry the Koala Colony. And as of right now, I've only got a limited selection from Moonmen. But this CBD, this Delta 8, amazing. All in store, all in stock today. So come on down, come on in to New Hampshire Vape Gallery, located at 180 Lafayette Road, Seabrook, New Hampshire, down the street from Home Depot and next to Smoke Rings, where we're open 7 days a week from 10:30 to 8 p.m. Give us a call, 603-814-4171, and you can always shop inside of our store. I look forward to seeing you there, and now, back to the show. So we're going to get into some current events, because that's the weekly roundup, everybody. That is the weekly roundup. All right, first thing I want to talk about, because we're going to keep it dark. A couple dark things, and I'll end on a cool thing. But this one here has been going on for over 14 days. And it's just so sad. And the information coming out on the information coming out on this building in general. This is the condo that collapsed in Miami, Florida. Horrible, horrible situation. I think that one of the more horrifying things that I found out is that they knew a lot of the structure needed to be redone. And it turns out a lot of this was done on the cheap. Super shocker. The building was built in like the prime of Miami. When cocaine was flowing freely and everybody was making money. And they all cut corners on all the buildings and all this. And they did this. Everywhere did this, If they could cut corners on building something, people did it. Because when you're talking about, I guess, building a building, when you save 1 cent on one item, that could wind up being hundreds of thousands of dollars. So this has been really sad. There was 152 people missing, and they found 36 of those people thus far. But I mean, they finally demolished the entire building. But there was structural damage. Yeah, 109 remain missing. So sad. But they had to, 3 days ago, they had to completely collapse the other side of the building because it was structurally unsound, and they were worried that it was going to fall on them while they were still digging, and they wanted to take it down so that they could send the debris away from the already collapsed area, and then you'd be able to, continue digging and looking for people. I mean, we're 14 days in. You can live without food and water I think, for up to 2 weeks, and you can live without water for like 7 days. So, I mean, this isn't going to go well. I'm just hoping that whoever owns this building, whoever was in charge of those repairs, whoever is the person at the other end of this, I hope they get exactly what they deserve, which is prison time. And I don't think anybody deserves death. Even if you kill somebody, I don't think you deserve death. I think you deserve to sit and rot in a jail cell. And whoever owned this place, I hope they get exactly what they deserve. And it's just really sad that they've been going on 14 days now, because this article was from 15 hours ago. So they're on day 13. My apologies. So I hope I just feel bad for all the family members, everything. They were renting these places out. People lived in them. It's just a really, really sad story, and I can't believe that it happened, but I also can believe that it happened because people are going to people. They're going to cut corners. They're going to save money, and unfortunately, this is what happens when it happens. This is just it. It sucks. It sucks a lot. So my heart goes out to all of those people that have lost family members that have been found, and lost family members that haven't been found yet. Let's see. Let's talk about my favorite thing in the world, COVID. So the Delta variant. Yay, huh? Isn't this fun? So we all get vaccinated, okay? At least me, and a majority of you out there. I saw that I'm in the pool of 554,000 people have been double shot vaccinated. Every 30 days they do an update, and it was like 554,000 people, I think 2 days ago, popped up. And now they're saying that people that are vaccinated may have to start wearing a mask again to protect us from the Delta variant. And here's what I want to say on this. No. I'm done. I'm not getting locked up again. I'm not shutting the business down again. And I'm not putting a fucking mask on anymore. I'm done. You're just keeping us afraid now. And guess what? I'm not afraid anymore. I don't give a shit anymore. You told me 2 weeks ago that I was 80% safe from the Delta variant. Now you're telling me that I might have to wear a mask again. I am so sick of this fear porn. It is absolutely ridiculous, and I don't know how we're putting up with this anymore. I'm not. I'm done. Figure it out. There's going to be variant on variant on variant. That's the way these things work. This is not like something new. The flu variant changes year to year. And when they give us a flu shot, they tell you it may not work against the new variant. So, no, I'm not putting on a mask again. You said we're safe. I believe in the science. And guess what else you don't have? You don't have enough data. Okay? The Delta variant has been around for what? A couple months? Maybe at most. That's not enough data. You don't have enough data to tell me I need to start wearing a mask again. It's just like when you started telling us about the antibodies, and you only had 3 months worth of data for the antibodies. So they only lasted 3 months. Then all of a sudden, 6 months later, you're like, oh, some people's antibodies last 6 months. And then a year down the road, you're like, oh, some people's antibodies last 12 months. Yeah, because you don't have the fucking data. So if you don't have any data, you're just shooting fear and false information out there that you have no way to back up because you don't know. So is wearing a mask, even though we kind of figured out that a mask only does so much anyways, and it's basically just I'm looking out for you. It's a virtue signaling, right? That's all it is. So now you're telling me I'm fully vaccinated and I have to start wearing a mask again? Not happening. Go fuck yourself. And if anybody else is on the same page with me, yeah, say it to them. I don't care. I am not doing this. I am so sick of it, and it needs to stop. When you have more data, let me know. But as far as I know, without being tested or seeing if I actually caught COVID last week, which I don't think I did. I just had a lot of the same symptoms, so it's possible. I'm fine. Your vaccination, your vaccine kept me from going to the hospital if I did have it. I spent half a day in bed. So guess what? It worked. If I got it, it worked. So you want me to still wear a mask? Let's just say I caught it. Now I'm vaccinated and I had COVID. I'm like 110% protected, according to the science that I have been told. But yet you're going to come back and tell me I have to start wearing a mask and I'm not as safe as we thought. Get some more data, get some more information, take your mask, shove it up your ass. I'm done. So that's where I'm at on that. I think it's crazy. I get it. There's something new out there. Great. Get vaccinated. Worry about it less, but no more masks. I'm done with it. I just think it's crazy that they can keep doing this to us over and over and over again. All right, we're going to start getting a little bit more positive, but still little negative. And I know this isn't what people want to hear. And these are things I'm thinking about. Everybody, this is what I'm thinking about. This is what I'm talking about. So it is what it is. You don't like it, that's fine. But here we go. So what do you think about this stimulus check, huh? I heard about it weeks ago. I was excited about it. I was like, yeah, this is going to be great. This is really going to help me and my family out. It's going to really help my sister out. It's going to help all of us out, right? It's supposed to be $3,600 a person. And last time they did it for households making $150,000 or under. Well, from what I've been looking into, what I have seen, I don't really know which one to click on. I don't think any of these. This is Tom's guide. I don't know where this comes from. It was updated an hour ago, so that's like why I liked it, I guess. Now they're saying one time up to $2,000, not 36 anymore. Then they're saying, it's going to be based off of, so for stimulus check IDA update, Biden's American Rescue Plan Act, which credited the third stimulus check, did boost tax credits for most parents and children under 18, but only for the year of 2021. Most parents and legal guardians receive a tax credit of $36 for the children under 6 and $3,000 per child, 6 through 17. Half of the credit payments. That's another thing too. This child tax credit thing. They're thinking that they're now saying that you might have to pay some of this back. This is insane. They can't make up their mind. They can't friggin' come to an agreement to help any of us out. They're talking $2,000 checks for the rest of the year. They're saying one check for the rest of the year. It just keeps going up and down. You might be getting one. The White House says we are. These people say we're not. Then they're saying, well, we should do it for income people that are under 50,000. And then they're like, no, we should do it for households that are under 50,000 and who have not filed taxes yet. And I'm like, wait, what? What are we doing here? So now the household has to make under 50 grand, not the individual. And if you didn't file your taxes yet, they're assuming that you're somebody who deserves the check because you haven't filed your taxes because you weren't working. What if you just didn't file your taxes, right? Or what if you needed an extension on your taxes? Are they looking at that? Are they looking to see if you didn't file but you got an extension? Like, I just don't understand how any of this works. And if you have a better idea than I do, please let me know. talkingwithtopher@gmail.com. Send it on over because I don't get this. I don't understand. I thought we were getting 36. It was going to be for households under 100. And it was really, really going to help. And now if it doesn't show up, well, that's a bummer. And I'm not saying that the people that are making under 50 for the household don't need it, don't deserve it. And I'm not saying that the people that didn't file taxes are the people that are looking for extensions or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's a teeny tiny percentage of the people that were affected by COVID, lockdowns, everything. And all of us need a helping hand from our government. And why do I always feel like the government doesn't want to do anything except for step on us? They want to raise our taxes and they just keep bleeding us dry. Everything gets more expensive. You know, raises don't really come as often as they have been. You know, there's been plenty of incentive and stuff from work and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, we still need the help from falling down. And we fell down because we listened to you and we locked ourselves inside of our houses. We closed our businesses. We did this because you told us to. Government, you told us to. So we did it. And now you're saying, well, we can only help out some of you. And the people that are doing somewhat better than other people, you get nothing. And then the rich get everything. So it's like, oh, good. So you're actually trying to help the really poor. You're sticking it to the semi-poor and the hard-working people, and you're raising taxes and taking more money from us, and then you're giving more breaks to the rich. Does anybody else feel like the whole entire thing needs to be restructured? Just from ground zero. And I'm not talking Constitution and all this other bullshit. Just the people. I think we just need younger people in there. We need people with more eyes open than closed, less sticky fingers, and less pockets being filled. Because I'm one of the people that are always on the losing end of this bullshit. And I'm so tired of it. I've told you so many times how I've been doing things to get out on the other side of this, financially better and mentally and physically better. But they just keep finding a way to knock us back down. And this is another way. And it's just super irritating. And this is why, 6 months ago, I laughed at the fact that they were going to give us another stimulus check. Because I was like, they're not. They're not going to give all of us this stimulus check. And like I said, give it to the people that need it. But I'm not saying I don't need it. It would really help. It would help put me and my family in a much better position than we are right now. And the only reason we're in this position is because of COVID, because of the lockdowns, and because we listened to you. So the least you could do is listen to us and help. So that's how I feel about that, and that's good, positive. All right. So I don't know if this is positive, but it's crazy. All right. So, hey, oceans are on fire. They're on fire right now. Absolutely intense how on fire things are. There's the ocean. There was a mud volcano explodes, lighting up the Caspian Sea. So this is in the Caspian Sea on July 4th, at the shoreline of Akzakbar. I think that's how you pronounce it. I apologize if it's not. An explosive jet of fire believed to be caused by a mud volcano. I don't even know what a mud volcano is. Lit up the Caspian Sea on Sunday, according to a report by the APA. And Azerbaijani press agency. Oh, man, I hope I got that right. The fire occurred about 6 miles from the Umid gas field in the capital. The state oil company of the Republic told the APA none of its oil platforms were affected by this incident. No injuries were reported. There have been no accidents offshore platforms, industrial structures. Nothing's failed. And the work is continuing as normal. So, whatever a mud volcano is, caused this fire on the Caspian Sea, which is pretty friggin' crazy. Oh, sorry about that. Oh my God. All right, so that's friggin' nuts. And then you got the ocean on fire. Now, I know Joe Rogan, posted this on his podcast. But this is just insane. I mean, I think this is just pictures, is it not? Yeah, I think I just got pictures. I mean, look at this. I don't know if you can see these pictures as clearly as I can see them, but I mean, seeing this fire, and this is them putting it out. Oh, that might have been when it first popped. I don't know how they get these pictures these days. We must just have cameras everywhere. But I thought this was crazy that this oil rig was just on fire. We have lit the oceans on fire. It is insane. It's a crazy world. And I believe when Rogan posted this, there was some thing from the Bible that he posted along with that he put in the caption or whatever. And it was funny because you're like, holy shit. Yeah, we're setting fire to the oceans. The world is ending. But I guess they got it under control. It's really interesting how they do it. They bring up boats that pull the water from the ocean, push it out of a hose. They feed it back into the fire, and they just keep doing that over and over and over again. So they're just using the ocean water to put out the fire in the ocean. Fucking wild. And then my last one today is my most exciting one. I'm excited for this. I think it's going to be a great fight. I am not a fight. Yeah, go away. Like, I'm into fights. I'm not good with names. I'm not good with keeping up with things. And oh, that's a bummer. Okay, I'm going to do that right now because now I'm a little bummed out. All right, we'll cut that all out. So I'm not a fight person per se. I love fights. I keep up with them with like Morning Combat's one of my favorite podcasts, stuff like that. But this 264 UFC fight is going to be insane. It's Dustin Poirier versus Conor McGregor again for the third time. And my only thoughts are if Conor is not like the old Conor, I think Poirier is going to put him away. But it seems like Conor's trying to be the old Conor because he called out Dustin Poirier's wife, said some pretty cruel things. I'm not sure exactly what was said because I read a headline and I try to read the article and I was just like, oh. At least he's digging in. I think he went a little too hard. It's one thing to bash the person that you're fighting. It's another when you start bashing their loved ones. I don't think that's going to end well. If anything, I hope it does feed the fire for Dustin. Maybe it'll make him really want to knock him out. You know what I mean? But so it seems like we're seeing a little bit of the old Conor, that feisty, yelling, instigating. But he might have taken it a little too far by bringing in Dustin's wife. But Dustin looks amazing. He just looks like he's ready for war. So it's like if Conor doesn't bring that same energy to the octagon, I don't know. This is a tough one for me. I've always been a Conor McGregor fan. Don't get me wrong. I'm a big fan of Conor. But we've seen this fight go down twice now. Conor won one, Dustin won the other. So this is number 3. And I just feel like if Conor comes in like he did last time, Poirier is going to put him away again. Right? Because I think he lost the first one. Conor won the first one, I think. And Dustin won the second one. I'm probably wrong. Let me know. But anyway, I just think it's going to be crazy. I think it's going to be crazy right now. Dustin is a negative 125 on the DraftKings. McGregor is positive 105. So obviously people are still weighing in highly for McGregor, which is understandable. I mean, if you think about it, why do you know what I mean? It's like anytime Conor's on a card, that name just brings in eyes. And this is going to be the first card since last week. So they didn't have any fights last week. So this is the first card, new week, and it's going to be crazy. Of course they got Conor on it. They got a full arena that's filled. It's going to be filled. It's going to be a full crowd. And that is going to probably help Conor. I think he needs that fuel to feed his fire. He needs the crowd. I don't think Dustin needs the crowd. I think Dustin would be fine without either. With either. You know what I mean? With or without a crowd, I think he'd be fine. I don't think the guy cares. He's just focused on the fight. Where Conor, I feel, without a crowd, he loses a little bit of his flame. He needs that to feed his fuel, to feed his fire. So I don't know. I think it's going to be a really good fight. I'm definitely probably going to end up watching this one. But it was just something that I thought was really cool. I mean, I still think we need to see a couple other fights happen. Unfortunately, I can't remember the people's name, which is why I don't talk about this stuff very often. But I think this one is going to be good. It's happening Saturday. I definitely want to see it. So I think it's going to be something I'm going to sit down and watch and check it out because I don't know who to. I'm not a betting person anyways, but I feel like Poirier is going to pull this one off. And I just think Poirier needs to pull this one off in order for him to move further up. And I think I think Conor is not the same as he once was. He's got money in the bank. He doesn't have much to worry about. This is probably just fun for him at this point. And if it's not just fun for him and he is trying to go further, well, then that's cool too. But I don't know. I think my money's on Poirier this time around. But so really cool fights. Check out the whole card. I think it's going to be great. Yeah, I just think it's going to be a pretty good weekend. So with that all being said, that was current events. I'm so glad I got to do this. And like I said, it feels really good to be back. It feels good to be here. It feels good to be a little bit more comfortable, not so emotional. And I have all of you to thank for that. All your condolences, all the Instagram messages, all the Facebook, everything that people wrote into. I appreciated it very much. I tried to go through my Facebook and like everybody's message to let you know that I am paying attention. So again, if you want to follow me, you can go to Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, and Facebook. Again, that's Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, and Facebook. Go follow daily, weekly content. It should be picking up again shortly. Like I said, took a lot to get back to this spot. Give me a little bit more time. I'll probably be on the regular on all the social media soon, especially to promote this one. And remember to subscribe. All right. Yeah, I know I got new subscribers. I thank all of you out there as well. Keep rating, reviewing, sharing, and commenting. But if you're new, remember to subscribe. That's the only thing I really need you to do is subscribe, set those alarms for all the new episodes, and rate, review, and share. Comment. All of this stuff helps the podcast grow. It helps the algorithm. So I thank you for doing it. Please remember to do it. And as always, the official email of the podcast is talkinwithtopher@gmail.com. That's talkinwithtopher@gmail.com. Send whatever you want to talk about in the subject line. Send it on over. We'll get it started. And if you want to call me out for being dead wrong, or calling a fight improperly, or maybe I'm off on the stimulus check, whatever you want to talk about, just send it to the email, talkinwithtopher@gmail.com. That's it. I hope you have a great Thursday, all right? Enjoy your weekend. Hopefully it stays nice and dry. And as always, I'll talk to you later.